Emerson, this race featuring 2 of the top 10 relay teams, not only in South Carolina, but in the entire nation.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Bert. Spartanburg, at one time this year, had run the second fastest time in the nation in this event. And also, at one point this year, Lexington had run one of the top 5 times in the country this year. So Spartanburg and Lexington certainly 2 of the favorites in this race. Spring Valley won this event in 2010. They set the state record when they won the event here on this track. I'm sorry, that was over at Lower Richland High School 2 years ago. So it'll likely be one of those 3, Birch. Spring Valley, Spartanburg, and Lexington. Dutch Fork will certainly contend in this race as well.
Well, Spartanburg is in lane 1, Lexington in lane number 2. Dutch Fork is assigned to lane number 3, Spring Valley in 4, Beaufort lane 5, Stratford is in lane 6, Northwestern in lane 7, and Fort Dorchester in lane number 8. The 4x800 meter relay 4A classification is underway. Could we see a state record fall?
Beaufort off to a good start here with Teray Davis. Davis right there with Brett Freed from Spartanburg.
Spartanburg and Lexington, 2 of the top 10 relay teams in the country, going for a state championship here in South Carolina. As you see, Spartanburg with the early lead with the baton. That is Brett Freed, the junior. And as expected, there is Lexington.
Lexington won this event last year, Birch.
That's Eric Wendt with the baton for Lexington. He's a junior. And Lexington has the lead early after the first 400 meters. Looks like Stratford making a little push as well. And here comes Spartanburg again. And it is Spartanburg racing ahead of Lexington, but they are now shoulder to shoulder. And you've got to love, as a broadcaster, the Spartanburg Vikings, as they've got the numerals on the jersey there, Emerson, and you don't see that very often, if not at all, in track and field.
Tight race. You know, Beaufort got off to a good start. Now they have fallen 25 meters back, but the top 7 still very, very tight at this point.
Now Lexington with the lead now as Stratford moves into second place. And Lexington is in first place after the first baton exchange. With it now for Lexington is the sophomore Tony Morales.
Eric Wendt, an outstanding first leg for Lexington. You know, it was tight throughout, and Wendt just ran hard the last 400 meters or more to give Lexington this lead. Now Morales will battle with DeQuarian Thomas from Spartanburg, and also up front there, Birch, it looks like
Spring Valley
High School with Connor McCormick.
The home track here for the Vikings of Spring Valley. As Emerson said, 2 years ago when this event was held at Lower Richland High School, Spring Valley and those Johnson brothers established the state record at 7:55 flat. That is cruising.
7:53 flat is the state record. That's right. Johnson & Johnson, Snellgrove, and Ivy ran the 4 legs 2 years ago for Spring Valley when they set that state record.
The Vikings in third place in this event. It is still Lexington and Spartanburg running 1 and 2.
You got to think about this, Birch. 2 of the 5 fastest times in the nation represented by the 2 teams out in front right now. Lexington wearing blue with Tony Morales running this second leg. DeQuarian Thomas from Spartanburg in second place right now.
A battle for third is brewing between Spring Valley and Stratford, as Northwestern making a move as well. Sam Aronson for Northwestern. Coming down the final 100 meters for the second leg runners, it is Lexington with the lead, but closing the gap is Spartanburg. Look at that kick by Spartanburg's DeQuarian Thomas. Thomas trying to rub shoulder to shoulder with Lexington. Third baton change now. It is Zach Langston for Lexington, and Connor Leroy for Spartanburg. Spring Valley is in third place.
It's an 8-lap race, Birch. Better than 2.5 legs in now. Coming up on 2.5 legs, and we have settled absolutely nothing. Lexington in blue, Spring Valley in the navy blue and yellow out in front.
Well, that's
Spartanburg, rather.
Now Lexington has reclaimed it just like that. It is Lexington, Spartanburg, and then Spring Valley. The Vikings in third place. And Lexington with a body length's lead. Coming down to the final 400 meters.
See the focus of these two
for
runners.
For the third leg.
Zach Langston from Lexington, Birch, with his eyes directly at the ground, just worried about one pace after the next, where Spartanburg with Connor Leroy able to sort of hang back, engage, or size up Zach Langston. And now Langston beginning to open up a bit of a cushion for the Lexington Wildcats.
Yeah, Langston coming into the third turn, 150 meters away from passing the baton to the anchor leg runner. For Lexington, that will be Colby Coulter.
Zach Langston continuing to run strong for Lexington High School. Their lead growing upwards of 15 to 20 meters now.
Nate Gordon will run the anchor leg for Spartanburg. And you've got to watch out for Nate Gordon because he is one of the fastest individual 800-meter runners in South Carolina.
No question about it. So Lexington would like to have as large a cushion as possible as Gordon takes the hand. Oh, they dropped the baton. Oh, that's a killer. And now Gordon's really got his work cut out for him, Birch.
Yeah, a mistake on the exchange there could cost Spartanburg. Gordon is really going to have to give it all he has. With it for Lexington and the Wildcats, Colby Coulter. 20-meter lead for Coulter.
Gordon closing quickly, Birch. He has really made up ground in a hurry.
And we have our first nominee for the Emerson Phillips all-hair team. We normally don't crown or form one for track and field, but Nate Gordon with the yellow tips, he certainly will make your cut.
Right, the blonde tips for Nate Gordon from Spartanburg High School, I believe, will give birth to the track and field all-hair team here in 2012, Birch.
And Gordon, how about that? He has just chased down Lexington and Colby Coulter, and it was a sloppy baton exchange as well. The baton hit the ground. Gordon had to retrieve it.
And a little more than a lap and a quarter required for Gordon to close about a 40-meter advantage for Lexington. We're getting a look at Nate Gordon in the blue and gold from Spartanburg High School.
Will he have enough gas in the tank, though, Emerson, because he had to start out with such a fast pace after losing the baton and also being in second place.
Coulter running a veterans race right here. Birch, he surrendered the lead, but he clearly left something in the tank.
That's right, and Gordon, I think,
Gordon's out of gas.
Running at premium octane for the first 400, and now that tank has gone empty. It is going to be Coulter and the Lexington Wildcats. And Emerson, this could be a state record 7:49.
It
is. Another state championship record has been established right before our eyes here on the SCHSL network. The record held by Spring Valley is no longer, as Lexington sets the new state record. Colby Coulter and the Lexington Wildcats holding off the charge. What a great race that was.
Great battle.